If you've been looking for a modern GPS bike computer that tries to do almost everything without jumping into the ultra-premium price range, the Magene C606 is honestly one of the more interesting options right now. This thing feels like Magene looked at what riders want from Garmin and Wahoo-style computers, then packed a ton of smart features into one device. You get a 2.8-inch transflective touchscreen that stays visible even under sunlight, offline navigation features, smart sensor connectivity, ClimbPro style climbing assistance, radar and light integration, workout support, and even action camera controls. But the big question is, does it actually feel good in real-world riding? Let's break it down category by category and see where the C606 shines and where it still feels like an evolving platform. Right out of the box, the Magene C606 gives a pretty complete package. You get the bike computer itself, USB Type-C charging cable, standard mount, replacement mount adapter, rubber bands, lanyard, TPU protective case, and manuals. That's honestly a good start because you don't immediately feel like you need extra accessories just to begin riding. The first thing that stands out is the 2.8-inch color touchscreen. Magene uses a transflective display here, and that matters a lot for cyclists. Instead of looking washed out under direct sunlight like a phone screen, the display actually becomes easier to read outdoors. It also helps battery efficiency because the screen doesn't need to blast brightness constantly. The interface looks modern and fairly clean. You still get physical buttons alongside the touch screen, which is important because touch screens alone can become frustrating with gloves or sweaty hands. The controls are actually pretty logical after a short learning curve. You can quickly switch pages, start or pause rides, lock the screen, or jump into settings without stopping. Mounting is straightforward too. The included standard mount works fine, but the out-front mount setup definitely gives a cleaner cockpit look. Once installed properly, the computer sits stably and keeps GPS reception unobstructed. Overall, the first impression feels surprisingly premium for a Magene product. It doesn't feel like a cheap budget computer trying to imitate higher-end brands. This is where the C606 becomes genuinely impressive. A lot of mid-range bike computers still rely heavily on phone connections for navigation, but the C606 pushes hard into offline capability. You can create routes inside the companion app, import GPX files, sync third-party routes, and send everything directly to the device. Once the maps are downloaded, you can ride without needing constant phone data. The offline route recalculation is probably one of the most useful features here. If you accidentally miss a turn or intentionally go off-route, the bike computer can locally generate a new route and guide you back. That's a huge deal for riders doing gravel rides, long road routes, or unfamiliar city exploration. The return to start function is another feature that makes the C606 feel more adventure-friendly. Swipe into navigation, hit return to start, and it generates a route back home even without internet access. The map performance itself looks reasonably smooth from what Magene demonstrates. It's not smartphone-level fluidity, but for a cycling computer it appears responsive enough. Riders can also choose between heading up or north-up navigation views, which is a nice touch depending on personal preference. One thing I also like is the way Magene handles route planning. You can literally drag points on the map inside the app to create routes manually. That's convenient for riders who like building custom scenic routes instead of relying entirely on auto-generated navigation. GPS acquisition also seems decent, especially with the assisted positioning feature that syncs ephemeris data over Wi-Fi or through the app. This is where the C606 starts targeting more serious cyclists. The built-in ClimbPro feature automatically detects climbs longer than 400 meters with gradients above 2.5% and categorizes them by difficulty. During supported routes, the bike computer warns you before the climb starts and switches to a dedicated climbing dashboard. That's genuinely useful because pacing climbs properly can completely change your energy management during long rides. Instead of blindly attacking a climb and burning out halfway, you get better awareness of what's ahead. Now, to be realistic, this feature still depends heavily on proper elevation data inside imported routes. If the GPX data is incomplete, the experience may not be as polished as premium systems from brands like Garmin. But for this category and price segment, it's honestly impressive that Magene even includes it. Segment support is also here, specifically through Strava imports. During rides, the computer alerts you when approaching a segment and tracks whether you're ahead or behind your target pace. Competitive riders will definitely enjoy this. The workout side is actually more advanced than expected too. You can create interval workouts manually, import official workouts, or sync training peaks sessions. Pair it with an indoor trainer, and the C606 basically becomes a full training hub. Magene also supports riding dynamics when paired with compatible power meters. That's something usually reserved for higher-end ecosystems, so seeing it here adds serious value for performance-focused cyclists. The connectivity options are honestly one of the strongest selling points of the C606. The bike computer supports ANT Plus and Bluetooth accessories, including heart rate monitors, cadence sensors, power meters, smart trainers, radar taillights, electronic shifting systems, and even action cameras. What's especially convenient is the ability to remember multiple sensors of the same type. If you own multiple bikes or swap sensors often, that saves a ton of setup time. The radar and smart light integration feels surprisingly advanced. Riders using Magene's L508 radar taillight or L308 smart taillight can control modes directly from the bike computer. You can even customize emojis for the taillight display, which is honestly a fun little feature even if it's not essential. Then there's the Smart Assistant system, and this is where Magene gets really ambitious. You can create automation rules based on riding conditions. For example, when speed exceeds 10 kilometers per hour, the rear light automatically turns on. Or, if your heart rate goes above a certain level, your armband can vibrate as an alert. That level of automation feels almost smart home inspired, except applied to cycling gear. Magene includes multiple power saving tools here, including auto screen off, long battery life mode, auto pause, auto power off, and brightness controls. The transflective screen itself should also help efficiency significantly during daytime riding. The software experience looks feature-rich, though realistically, this is still where Magene will continue improving over time. Compared to the polished ecosystems of Garmin or Wahoo, the interface may occasionally feel slightly less refined. But the amount of functionality Magene packed into this device is honestly impressive. The companion app also handles syncing with platforms like Strava and Training Peaks, automatic ride uploads, route management, map downloads, and training setup. That ecosystem matters because a bike computer today is only as good as the software around it. At the end of the day, the Magene C606 feels like a bike computer designed for riders who want advanced features without paying flagship prices. You get offline navigation, smart rerouting, ClimbPro style tools, segment support, indoor training compatibility, radar integration, action camera control, and deep customization in one package. Is it perfect? Probably not. Riders deeply invested in Garmin's ecosystem may still prefer the maturity and polish of those devices. But the C606 proves that Magene is no longer just making budget accessories. This feels like a serious attempt at building a complete cycling ecosystem. For road cyclists, gravel riders, endurance riders, and even tech-focused commuters, the C606 honestly looks like one of the more feature-packed bike computers in its category right now. That's it for today. Now we would like to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Hit like and subscribe for more exciting videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.